Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about something different. Normally on my channel I do makeup videos, makeup tutorials, how-tos. Sometimes I do talk about my life. I know previously I did talk about my coming out experience as a lesbian and how that kind of was for me. I know everybody's coming out story is different, and this is kind of a different video about my life and my experience. So this video is on what it's like to be in a relationship or married to somebody who is labeled autistic or on the spectrum. And yeah, so here we go. My wife is labeled Aspergers. She was diagnosed in her 30s, and it's interesting. When we first started dating, it was really hard because my love languages are completely different than her love languages. I did a lot of research on what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody who is autistic or on the spectrum, and it was really helpful for me. It opened my eyes as far as like they feel very deeply, which we all feel very deeply, but for them it is more internal. The expressing it isn't as like what I would do. If I was feeling something, I would, want to hold and hug and cuddle, and that's just not my experience with her, and that was really hard. I felt personally very rejected. But after the research that I did, I learned that it's nothing personal. It's nothing I'm doing. It just is her comfort zone and her comfort levels. And so we would talk a lot about it. So her superpowers are patterns. And she has a hard time communicating like what she feels and what she thinks. So I have done a lot of being very patient with her and just allowing her to come out on her own. And, if she gives me an answer of like, how do you feel about this? And she'll say, good. And I'm like, okay, I know you feel good, but what, like, you got to give me more. And she usually does like really well as far as like giving me better answers. And it's what works for us. I know every relationship is different. Every person is different. And, for us, it's a lot of communicating. And, if I want to sit next to her on the couch and cuddle, I had to learn to ask, is it okay if I invade your space? And a lot of times, of course, she was like, yes. And it's done. I have learned to, I can't just assume. That's not very well received. And another part of our relationship is like PDA, public displays of affection. I personally am not a big PDA person, so for us it's easy. We're not really like, we don't hang all over each other. They're like, if I'm feeling affectionate in public, I'll just like gently like touch her arm, just be like, and give it like a little squeeze, and then that's it. Well, we don't really hold hands, and occasionally like I'll lean on her just to know that I'm there and that I love her. But I'm not a really big like kissing person in public. Some people are, and that's completely up to them. But for me personally, it just is my comfort level is just kind of like, that's for us. And so kind of like the same as like hugging. We do hug goodbye, and that's fine. So public displays of affection are kind of easy for us. We don't have a big difference in that. So this is just like a little bit about like what it's like for me and my relationship and being with somebody who's on the spectrum. I know that we wanted to make this a 2-part series and kind of have Sarah talk about what it's like for her to be in a relationship with somebody and things that she's had to learn about it and things that she's compromised and what she's comfortable with and what she's not comfortable with. So we will have another video on that. If you have any questions or comments below, please feel free to write them. If there's questions that you want her to answer personally, please leave that in the comment below. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment. All right, bye guys.